YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV. Channel so say MYBET and I see saying ready bro. Your TikTok no, your TikTok no. Better you see a TikTok account say the new one no.
Your TikTok account new one.
Yeah.
New one here Sports Arena _show. Sports Arena _show. Be call no.
Sports Arena ni boom.
E boom and _show.
Okay.
Be call ho ni see a video bi da ho. Now once wait me akwa like wait me akwa follow channel no send ye na bibia betimi akoyi wo channel no so.
All right, into Sports Arena _show. Sports Arena _show. And I just say YouTube videos ni nyina no nsa and I say videos kitten na twane ade ade ni nyina ho na nsa betimi ade aka no na bibia to me aye den akoyi e wo na channel say international week matches no ma boni nyina ye nya Monday night games bia o ma boni nyina but still we see a debate channel so me say we say ye debate ye be debate dia and again we will not waste time yen waste time say ye twen 90 minutes bobia Jet X and na ye kan for there the ediama wo MYBET o come MYBET omo wo casinos bre to so brutal na ese ba ku bi wo friend Jet S ha enye easy Jet S no e brutal
this though
yeah
Jet X no
yeah
and then maybe 11 na minute money man didn't come on. I think by 11:20 to 11:30 more. And then money man say me monitor Jet X no. And last minute na kid didn't come on. Or James say Jet X na man for idi. Inti me monitor game no for 20 solid minutes. Recording now on my phone notes. Say game no Jet need 5 times BR. Normally, I say 4 times BR. Normally, the 5th time no. Where they come more than 4.
okay
The 5th time, who starts so monitor? Who be Jet S now starts so monitor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th time na Jet no be to know. A more than 4. More than 4 odds.
oh okay
Tell me idea. Latest discovery and na me who Jet X so this though.
that is Jet S asem na ye den ye kan and me say MYBET for the promo aba na ye beba no so Black Friday MYBET also get 10% cash back on all casino and virtual games this November. It's in November we was all the to my Jet S na wo no no into 2 and so akwa say aviator no but we no need din a simple say aviator manam catch ro into Black Friday get 10% cash back on all casino and virtual games this November. Ti November ya ye wo yin ye be rura December aye den ye be rura December ne yetumi abomoden akwakodi bronya no de MYBET for the abanie de MYBET for the den e de abanie nti sa ai casino no bua o tuwe ni sa na na da so nya best
Yeah, listo.
yeah
Eba MYBET for asemo mo person eba we say okay screen is wa casino ni virtual say that so cashback. One thing about casino games ni say casino no cashback ni games bia ni bonuses na no den because turnovers.
Okay.
And na menos no the mountain utwa no udi ebi say ebi kose ebi yese na no mo boaboa no into obi be hu 10% there but ebe onwa say at the end of a day cashback I'll bet me nyana anu edin na yenim say Black Friday there a particular period in the month of November yenim say companies be eche omo customers ade
okay
nti ebi obi ton ade osuma so ene MYBET ono bet no ntimi nti so ne de ne say odi bi ka ho ama nti with 10% cashback on turnovers on we casino ni virtual games nti Jet X spin to win any aviator game bia fruity beats game bia be MYBET.AFRICA any international breaks my games in your start
no
free and na kwapim say games ni be sha ase no unso betimi aye den unso betimi nya kakra the QR code na also no scan ya no register na unso aba come MYBET ebusua no hu hia un register ya scan QR code na that screen so nti wo hwe wo phone so a eno ane se why screenshot later wa scan na unso register because you register bonuses was a QR code we mo betimi nya na eno nso bibie etimi akoye almost a man Premier League ne shase a
okay
asema MYBET for person man tell sense so ultra Premier League La Liga sa top leagues ni mu bi udi emu teams ni bi afra o bet na ene wo chance ubenya 10% free bet nti bet na wo twa no use nya free bet sandwich udi o we ndi o MYBET for say November we o ma imagine say o mo che nyama nti o mu de bi ka ho amaye nti eno nso QR code na that screen so no scan QR code na nei o person register sisi a screenshot na scan QR code na that screen so na fa register eno no sports arena for QR code so bonus bebre ni mu akwan bia so no so betimi afiscal MYBET.AFRICA nti free ene ekopim se teams ni be back even during international break in the MYBET.AFRICA man ata say ota kese eno mo de man enye ot ne pe omo san che ade asan tai chi a ultra bet na wunye ska I think say Ghana ha wiase afeni na mi hu bi mpoda okay say ultra yesi udi etwa keke ne enche wuska eno na MYBET.AFRICA ede man
aha ti MYBET enkomo ana yeguso ayedi ni yesterday e wo Ghana Premier League na Ghana Premier League me pese me hwe me nya a video for all the incident na yeso ye yemfa ye education ye den embre ye ye education yemfa mbre ye ahwefo no mu hu de ekone de ba me pese me nya videos ni nyina
the virus of videos no
all videos ni nyina ho
yes so oni na masende
oh okay the first one yenhwe eye kotoko nyabotre yenhwe kotoko first penalty no was it a penalty yenhwe eye kotoko first penalty no was it a penalty yenhwe kotoko first penalty no was it a penalty I see you who say was it a penalty and I said penalty first one was it a penalty na producer say obey na afini second video so na ya hu na quickly yan share starting the ball this is the first one. So this is the game ojebo no I mean do akwa and the real boxing or the real boxing. Was it a penalty?
Yeah, listo. Video we na me video.
Was it a penalty?
Yes. And let me explain. I was there on the field.
Okay.
And is he akwano odikan twitwa na se na owura box look at here. Odikan so the mu.
Odikan twitwa.
And na owura box the mu no. Or clipping. There was a clip. The nine because of
clipping.
Yes, what can the nine up to the nine back on each.
Okay. Into the I player no has player the nine the hin or the trippy.
How the nine right no? You see?
Right no.
Yes, see. One had hold the candle and also the nine right no. Bo Peter we do aqua nine right no.
And the referee position.
The referee was right in front of the occasion.
Benedict, was it a penalty?
But now me share any video here Vicente try and there. To me I don't see it as a penalty. Though say yes, a contact sports, that is football. Nipan Bernard say he wants to put you off the ball. But the last one now, the box now, maybe I Vicente because of clipping with the nine win. You could see say the player was looking at doing a dummy again. So you bet me a good position either to shoot or to pass the ball. Has player need to likely there will be a touch, but the four doesn't connect with the touch at all.
Listen, we are here.
Here cause obi na mi mbo.
We are here to educate. Has player na. Otoni na ne ka. Ekano box. Unim say attacker we are box. The moment a woman is up to one say in this case has player or is it a penalty?
It's a penalty for
okay or say but I think it was a penalty. So the Rabox now the night Liverpool Man City you clearly see there
it wasn't a penalty.
And what a can because of said there was a contact. The easiest penalty are
we made this score sometimes. Now football have gotten to the extent of now players are looking at the moment they get into the ball. Also it's now a penalty.
Don't touch the player.
And the moment
penalty
any penalty. And I make an so that is how football has gotten.
How you say
Club Bush in Barcelona boy.
There are instances at least but this is at least no because forget
so it was a penalty.
So situation like
and
this,
I'm not sure say even has to focus in contesting this. Everybody I want opportunity all the complaints they are making. So another one protocol said they had another penalty. A ball has play an answer. Has play an answer. I send this video in the amount. Ubon say imune white anyway. Imune ya circle white sir. Auntie, yan share sa video no. Sabo we has for Emma back pass and Kotoko play and J ball. Now we ban or war ball so. Or war ball so they train no. And a ball as he be answer. Was it a penalty?
Yeah, this game I was even there that should have been a penalty because a ball as he be answer. But then you see sometimes situations like this no. On the handball in sense no. I never baby brave natural position and it wasn't deliberate.
And you can clearly see that the referee was not even in the scene.
Yes,
he was not hard to focus on the ball on echo. What I said, now has to focus on the build up. So he was anticipating the ball no better than Babesne. And no more back pass a fast we near there. So those on a war ball so our ball in a ball as he been sat. It be more can about proximity. It be more can say our ball is as he be chairman and could be free. I said the ball will be height. What will be height? You get the free hand. We say in Kasibi, money is an asibi chairman, right? And Kadonzo will get opportunity to shoot at goal
and score.
Yes, but then NAB said the proximity. What I said, proximity, no. Senia has player and no Ben Kotoko player. No, there was nothing he could have done any other day. So this is also a situation. Now Kotoko Foka said they should have gotten a second penalty because they think that Nanka. Those who war ball and so night ball inside could be opportunities and come on inside obecheno I'm on aware then aquacobo Benedict we so this is another incident referee nanje
and wins any penalty because ushe IFA for law that is law 12 on handball the moment a ball ever ball any part of your body and it hits your hand automatically is not a penalty say ball no deflected and this is a situation the person playing the ball no he's not trying to I don't think that he would intentionally put his hand there. He's moving. He's in emotion.
But is it not about the proximity argument because ball no money body baby those only war ball so he realized that the attacker was coming to clear the ball and no war ball so it's all war and no ball winning inside so our money body part be a ball inside direct. Is it not about the proximity? Because our money body, our money body part
virus be a video in
case. Those who know then a war born so because he realized that the house defender was late. What I say? It was on the left, no, and kona chikakra. Or on the left, no, on a war born so if he has we play and him and a born inside direct. Is it not about proximity and also the referee no because I had nyana referee in here.
Yes, referee ni ba into the picture the time
after enti na ho no obebi onye too sure say why na keke ball
yes,
no.
and at that moment nyana me so me can at that moment we share clip ni ye without no maybe getting another angle obedwe say has player na na ball yes
yeah, okay.
enti no with
difficult, you cannot be sure.
Yes, you cannot be sure, and the referee would also feel say kotoko player na wo ball ni so are likely ebeko onu nenim than going to the side. Enti no the possibility say a has player ni mum na na can ball, so he is looking at from the aspect of so no ball na bi o yi ball na akopem na inside there, then there shouldn't be a penalty.
Yes, I'm sure say the referee no apply the basic rules. If you are not sure, don't take it.
Yes,
because in this instance you need to process a lot of things,
and there is no VAR to help you give you other angles.
You need to process the thing within a minute required also within a second, because your whistle no any the action no must where any go answer will train right. And I'm sure say Osha has no kotoko game any touch kit will be better penalty. So for the referee not to, and he was not fazed by anything. He allowed the play to continue without even waving anything. Yeah, also could be one could be say. Now it was a decision for him to make. No, he allowed
the play to
continue without worrying about whatever the noise near there. Then we okay. So now it is settled. So Uncle Jesua, Uncle, you not blame him too much. Okay, right. Yansha the last one. Dam do be made the back. Okay, Yansha the last one. As there be the back pass. You be back pass. Me person Yansha disallowed goal. That is where I think the bone of contention here there. I want to Yansha the educational. I was say Yansha na yenyina edi besu and there because okay, so this is it. Okay. Vincent.
Yeah. Easy video is so me and me this video. When were you ball no this too? Virus man video in that repeat. You see, before were you chest ball, now linesman averaging a flag.
Okay.
Before ball no ever talk why you see. I am a virus and person baby. Oh yes, so by chest ball and linesman raise the flag and person home me. Yes, hi. Oh no. Chika Krebia. Before or chest ball and somebody by bicycle kicking. Manembra Krebby. Some few seconds. Yes. Listen to her. This is Wayo and our chest ball no. But linesman flag nine.
It was true.
It was true. Look. Referee no so the insertion and know well who's a linesman a pigeon a flag. So this video me who's a referee now official offside. Come back stop me ba video no cry. If you look at Samba, it was only Ansu who reacted say a person unclear ball. Samba say whistle now and no stay calm.
And the goalkeeper too.
And the goalkeeper too. So to me, the ball itself, when you say this me I don't see this to be a disallowed goal. When you disallowed goal, we've seen instances. Our players referee about his wa as a model before na katashi bi ade abobo na tum. I don't know embassy goal disallowed. This wasn't a disallowed goal. Referee ball whistle a raise for an offside. As now you be that acrobatic na easily to the ball. If you look at the video, Wayo was in the offside position before answer the ball neighbor, and now people are saying say ball nearby it wasn't quite clear. Say a ball kotoko player and a ball has a folk player no and a heady ball command. Now listo Emrano me redeem run and simple. So me a defender. Now me clear ball. Now any deliberate. Now about what?
My back pass. Okay, deliberate video. Deliberate back pass to opponent.
Yeah.
Ne share the instance to it. So the father video ne to so na. This is what we call deliberate back pass. So people need the amount says what tiny and one back pass.
So and you're off.
Where you off.
Yes. It was deliberate.
Where deliberate. That's or 10 say or man ne back pass. Wow. or train ah no betimi de ball na kɔ nanim na ɔsan ye say no ma me fa ball no nkɔ akiri e no ma back pass nti we ni nya offside okay yen hwɛ other one no so
yeah so now listen if you look at where you go now it was a header goal like two Kotoko player defender and it has player omoko air ball the first
I didn't know Emma
yes
and
I think they no can video no the first touch no enya a ball has a folk player then a deflection on Kotoko player niti and no call you ho now mami kan emrano the offside offense I cast about deliberate back pass in Sunday morning now or say deliberate play excluding deliberate handball into brackets is when a player has control of the ball with the possibility of 1 passing the ball to a teammate, 2 gaining possession of the ball or clearing the ball, example by kicking or heading it. So in this case deliberate pass can be say oh head the ball ama goalkeeper and now body ama goalkeeper now player and now they clear ball. Now let's talk into the other one. I'm say if the pass attempt to gain possession or clearance by the player in control of the ball is inaccurate or unsuccessful, this does not negate the fact that the player deliberately played the ball. If the pass attempt to gain possession or clearance by the player in control of the ball is inaccurate or unsuccessful, this does not negate the fact that the player deliberately played the ball. Now, I feel say the following criteria should be used as appropriate as indicators that a player was in control of the ball and as a result can be considered to have deliberately played the ball. I feel no Mabeka momenta ube team they categorize akase Kotoko player na ni saka ball no na deliberate say obobo na almost 1 the ball traveled from distance and the player had a clear view of it. Kotoko player no did he had a clear view?
No, yen zoom directly to what happened based on the rules near there because the reading you know how crosses
no
me pese yen ni say say na be understanding na be very simple because obi o be read there na on tiase so you need to break it down 4 ways. So this is the example. Now Kotoko player and has player a challenge for the ball in the box. Now in a case has obi or no believe say any offside no and now believe say offside no. Say has player and a head the ball na a offside. Now in this case they are saying say Kotoko player and a head the ball no. How does the rule no?
Yeah.
Emma say Kotoko player and a head the ball no there and I say any offside. How at the end man yet offside?
Yes. And they are saying say Niema 5 and a rules na state say opponent no and a defender no clear ball no pass ball man goalkeeper na when year. These are the clear instances such as say I don't know any deliberate. Almost say the ball traveled from distance and the player had a clear view of it. Say Kotoko player no when you clear view of the ball it doesn't mean say a deliberate pass. So in this case Kotoko player didn't get a clear view. Distance was too short. The second one is the ball was not moving quickly. I don't know if the ball no, was deliberate. The third one said the direction of the ball was not unexpected because indirectly that wasn't the place where Kotoko player no person could head the ball. No. Has player a head the ball and the chin and pump him and the call straight to you. So the third pointer, almost so much as say ball no any deliberate. No, the direction of the ball was not unexpected.
Okay.
The fourth one is the player had time to coordinate their body movement, i.e., and that is, it was not a case of instinctive stretching or jumping or movement that achieved limited control or contact. It means that now, Kotoko player no, he didn't have full control of the ball. Or no current man coordinating the body, any movement, and especially where he wanted the ball to go.
Because you don't quite know the person much trading in answer. Say you don't quite know why. Kabo ne ba en ko be head or the mitibetwi akwa na obe head am na ko say.
Yeah.
But because of say enyo no nko he was under pressure. Has a folk player no man pressure antino. When to me enyo opportunity and direct ball no be be person head e konti no say because of omo prepare ho no.
Yeah.
And I never say be a ball ni be see ni ti so.
And it was a deflection. We can say a deflection.
And the moment e be happen sa no and yet deliberate pass ne say ono ko an ejira ho and I say be a has player bi jina nchen but has player na anya dey amen no an challenge no and ono ko ejira no so ma me nya dey en show experience na me head the ball ni fa ma me keeper dia eno no onya time any way etumi here head the ball but in this case it was 50-50 ball on a house of folk attacker no was challenging the ball.
Yeah.
Omu nyina ko wiem e na ball no ye den.
And see, maybe Audrey, I mean, last point and justify whatever you are saying.
So,
or say a ball moving on the ground is easier to play than the ball in the air.
Eti enam wie ni mu no, he didn't have control
Yeah.
over it. Na yon no kwa ni jira, there was a challenge. So in this case, you cannot say a deliberate back pass. Benedict. So in this case,
with this scenario, I think the main thing is ball in air offside, based on the position and a player in free air ban. The header to the not header near directed to him or into the particular position, into so free and offside place a bar automatically offside. But the ball touching the Kotoko player to the Haas player, no, Saint Vincent kind rules, no. I think it has a lot of different meaning, a lot of like understandings about Basana, because we've seen times they've been games a long through. The moment and yet deliberate, but the moment the ball never touch defender it, you know, automatically the player standing in the offside position becomes an active player. No? We've seen it in recent times.
But
in EPL games.
But one
sometimes EPL they are not the interference.
Omo mistake. On say Chelsea they no consider against we. Are you
and one can Chelsea player.
They are even saying say there was a player or no he was in an offside position and because of him in Ama Rich James went to me and clear ball.
No. Yes.
So the goal should have been ruled out.
Yes.
Or no offside.
Any interference.
Any interference because or no offside. And the moment original offside in football terms, we say on count.
Yes.
The moment obi ba be fabo ujina off no ba be fabo na do hu be pim nipa no, you've activated yourself in the game.
And now be moving.
Yes, into say ba be counting.
But in this case where there's no interference.
Liverpool ni Manchester City game no. Baby ana Robertson jina no. Likely say on jina hwa the ball may score from Van Dijk's header. But the moment na say or activating him by bending down no, you've made an action. So in this case, I don't know identity we are trying to base it on disallowed goal. It was just an offside. Saint Vincent Kaino. The moment a player and free offside roll ni mobile, the linesman peja and the flag. The referee whistle on the corner, no points and a player and a chest ball. Yeah. So in any game, no, they would classify it an offside in points and a disallowed goal. So we shouldn't make it like okay, ya should go and now go about a referee nanje. There was a linesman's flag, there was a referee's whistle, and in football, and he said the moment a referee ball whistle, no, game should pause.
Okay. Game I share in the what do you call it? The big decisions in A3.
Yeah.
It appears that all the 3 decisions in a referee were spot on.
Yeah.
Who's your game, Nibi?
Me show you game.
Do you watch Ghanaian Premier League a lot?
Derby.
Vincent, who's your Ghanaian?
Of course. Yeah.
What has been the problem with especially linesmen in the Ghana Premier League?
Is it Listo? If you look at a linesman now, this particular game.
No, me per se no.
In
the
general.
problem before you cap this game, me per se we game away from. What has been the usual idea? Our linesmen, Ghana Premier League.
Definitely in this, they are not decisive.
Sometimes me feel say it depends, especially if the decision is going for the home team. They find it a bit not making that decision early because of say this is a home team, and with my few games at Macheno, sometimes I find it very difficult. Say it's your job. The moment one thing about linesmen, any referee, said the moment you make one blunder, no, it may cause a whole team. Senior, yeah, discussing on the referee being spot on. No. Maybe it's a boy or Jigoa, and then get bet na abonichi. So he has made the right decision, and now we are praising him for it. One thing I mean about linesmen, especially in few games, I'm actually say decision no ebekwa boa home team na. They are quick to make the decision, but say ebekwa etia away team na. I say Oma to Omobo Asikaka because in the end, no, a then be see something like that in that general contest.
Right. Me experience Ghana Premier League. The reason why you need creative players in our league, you know, say every true pass behind
Offside.
But Andra, all their offside calls were spot on. I saw House of Folk giving true passes. Emma players called Fabo no, across it. Linesman no, and resume flag. And oh share the replay and oh share. You could clearly see say are they were not offside. But what I witnessed our Andra game in him was say all the true passes, all the offside calls were spot on. Both sides nina. And look, important say referees omoya there me one person me referees omoya adwuma omo di wa league na me time cry. Because ade na omoye no omo de ye obia. The first omo de obia na kire say incompetence. What I say? Me per se ye born fintima me say me club kotoko ehun de obe shitim bia. Me per se ye be favor me team. Say na be ya we ni ametima come out when they actually coach players. So referees favoring us. Enya de a me ye dem so. Say the referees ni a page flag true pass bia no mama o ma page flag no. Says referees ni nyina be di ti say na omu di. Sa the nkofo we di na mebo ma basopa because for them anka normal kotoko ne has kotoko abesha has ye bese ye 1-1 na asumdue ba ka there is no way be page flag no clear offside say ka there is no ka be hu say goal no mbeje na ka ababa ye kotoko fo mom na yesu say ye the offside goal na the etiom no referee no believe say 1-1 ti pint no wenya na asumdue. So for them to be brave to be raise flag no. Look, these referees, I'm going to monitor them. They are very good. They are so good. And me assure say by now, has the folks support to be Oko Stadium one mana o grant interview because the referees now you say I can pardon you because in the heat of moments I want to park in this one. Who nya opportunity to watch replay. So you say oh you say. And you will be musu okro mo park in so. But the way I shot game in ohun say no on the ball na offside. Obi wo obehu. But bebre na there. Obe wan say ball na tonate mo go. No akase any referee na there we sisi me. But oba fie no onya adaje akoma ne to yem no ohwe bi mo obehu say and say the cross na offside. Enti referees no amabo hu modern pa. Mama yenhwe European games ni kakra se na be ya ye dey ye MYBET you know be ramu the last bit of the show na yenye we ni so yenhwe Liverpool akoji na ni so say ayi so Real Madrid aye kokwa sasa say Barca point no Omo reduce point into say what 3 points, right?
Yes, I think starting free that is the Premier League, Tottenham versus Man United. That was one of the biggest game of the weekend now because 12:30 in the EPO. And said 12:30, they're mostly a big time for teams, you know. So I'm to be to me, especially most teams never ask the underdogs. No, I'm to me pick a particular victory. But on the day, I think say Tottenham Hotspurs, Thomas Frank, ebedu baby Tottenham fans never than you so because going into this game, the players or lining up and the way a Tottenham born the ball now. Either say star no person or born M1, you can play what would fit you. Because as a coach, you be going into a game against Man United, then United you dominate the game no. Because Senambeka United team will be na more in open teams are ombe PM ni omabo. Team ni na dwen so city back omodin. So and they say team ni biemu ni na bo a ni je ho because eba no the front three the front four quality Bruno Fernandes, Cunha, Brian Mbuemo, successful ne best start here. Utimu say these are quality players. Ombetimi aha team bia. And I think Thomas Frank's side, no, the problem has been when your attackers be who send your own put you into place. Your name said Tottenham going to this season with at least 4 strikers. Matthew Stell, Kolomwani, Richarlison, and Solanke. And me who in the last 3 to 4 Premier League season, me who club here waiting me 4 strikers say in their setup there. And this show said now there will be pressure on him to pick players based on games. And I think say to an advantage. Depending on the game I will come. Against Chelsea or Stati Kolomwani, he was off. And against United, the same Kolomwani SND kind. And I think said this is something also to me because player selection maybe can Friday and said Tottenham they quit the worst home record in the Premier League this season. Sisia any home form on that 18th on the league log. And it shows how bad they've been because ultimate picky home form. Now we ultimate picky 1 or 2 points. It gives you that edge over some of the teams because in the home never be a fortress. Obiaba home to me show. Okwa away difficult games wako picky points, easy games wako winning. And I think say ebe one, but in the game they got the chance to now take advantage of Man United. Time Man United says could be prior. Then they were playing 10 against 11. And now who said na Tottenham will dominate the game no. And Sesko nso be mu edu baby ene de meka ma Ruben Amorim time bia minke bi mboano. But as a player basic enyame ehun hia se coach ba be kire wo. Sesko minim Sesko obo left and right. Intino se ball aba na a defender is coming from your right automatically be ma ball na roll to left no abo. Say ebe go through and go through is a deflection or something.
The way our power won in name pa. Oh yes, I slow motion game no. When you want send your whopper, me say ball no. I think Cristiano Ronaldo has shot a goal like that crap. Man United against Newcastle na. A Barcelona no they left. No, I think the first goal against Sassuolo, I remember pa. A Barcelona no they left no. A Bosche you honum. A Barcelona or Kwanye we no boy because baby I want power one name I like this will be shaky pano.
And in football, chances like that no. Keeper no the moment a ball na roll about outside no or energy say OPA or the pressure na APA. Into say when your ball nimpo here either say be deflecting no na san kwhye. And I don't think say say way coach any coach na better because buso so na oju sika na unkoma coach ni bi. The only thing a coach in the better on say the way of person mo ball no better. And in the game about the game in 5 minutes our be balls our game no onya 2 clear chances. 2 clear chances. One
yes.
From Mason Mount. Mason Mount ball reverse pass to Nenim. Just kick the ball. Although right now defender if you right neighbor at the right now some could break the ball no. And I think say this is something that in the end Man U fans be at the big Amorim so we are expecting to win, we are expecting to do this but the coach is not doing it. But these are basic things as a player so to me. And I think say Amorim yedin flowers be manu. Yedin flowers be manu because the way Anyama kika kona he's doing well. We put the teams in place. Maybe I can't say was information I call 442 Vincent in June but he's doing the basic things about Boama team net me winning because what to Nyama. So I think it was a good result for Man United. It was a good result for Tottenham Hotspur because their home form has been bad. And then Kolusu against that is Man United Bioma. There would have been pressure on him, a lot of pressure on him from the Tottenham faithfuls at Biakoye. Yeah, Liverpool and Manchester City game. And I think say Liverpool will Jumaye. With Liverpool team no. Nyame nim nukweni uhwe team ne line up pa. Players are ombetimi aboa team ne wom omundu for. Because Uyi Gravenberg playing as a center mid. Obo ne ball ne boa team no. Making sure say Enyaman kitenkete obetimi aboa ma team na koyia. Now Uyi Saboslai. Now Uyi maybe Uyi Saboslai now Uyi Robertson. Omo makeni na any who get kitike he's not been on top form since omo makeni na obi eni obo number bia Van Dijk and Nampo numhwe a goaler as a professional defender ya bo shot say ye den o de nine akwa ball na we omakwa shom. So I think say Anslot we Jumaye and after the game his main concern was about the disallowed goal which I think in any day you can't complain about this say ne yen just ball ne ma. In football, a player a blocking goalkeeper any view of even taking a ball like like a foul or a set piece for the goalkeeper. This time the player needs an offside rule.
Okay.
And Senko Jina ho and I doing so Ojina ho stiffer, Cabo never be bono. So likely he bending down, we're activating him, and he's in an offside position. Unless say the only thing I may be in association football players be brain him say if you are standing in that row, not born neighbor no, you move yourself out of the pitch. Automatically unka game no.
Okay.
Into Man United game no. Usha Richarlison go na. Ugate ye pim ne call half or you're not doing say OPA and you've activated Richarlison so on your offside. But so Ugate PA out of the pitch, he's not part.
Okay.
So it can be a goal.
The results now two no why I'm be disappointed.
I think Usha from the Man United and Tottenham side.
I
think Man United will be disappointed going a goal ahead leading for 60 minutes.
And look, the game I mentioned, Man United. Charlie. Tottenham Hotspurs were there for the taking.
Yes.
They were there and they had me Yannis say, and they were not getting the chance. They said, Mbwemu na Onyo
yeah.
He was not getting the opportunity. Me say, baby, Omunya 3 against 1. Ahmad, Emma Boni si ho. Instead of so be heady ball na kone nim na wa cross ama obi atapi inu. O ma ball ni si ho, e na ball ni reverse ye no. Or recycle ball ni de ba achiri. I'm say Jesus Christ. Na you game no. Man United fan bi na na me ne shake. Was na me kra me bet bi ma corner over 1.5. Na you put so say ball na hwe a go bi anye de.
Yeah.
And you be one say all of a sudden Ababedu. I think fair results for two very.
Yes, I think Tottenham being here results in say Man United because getting a second home defeat in a row would have brought a lot of concerns for Thomas Frank because Chelsea Barbeshell, Man United Barbeshell at the problem. But on the City Liverpool side, I think it's a City. Actually, say yes.
Are they back for real?
Manchester City has never been a team. Untimi, Osha Man City from the last 4 or 5 seasons. Almost 30 seasons now. Yeah, almost top form, sir.
But last season there it was bad.
Yes. Into Man City, so person who's a Man City form na tiakwa. Ending of November into December to January. So Man City into me and picking good results. I think say team nenye.
Okay.
But the moment they start picking results from that time, before this game, Pep Guardiola can say on whom EPL are winning league in November that. So people should take their time, and his team is preparing. They are back. That shows in Yama Wehu, and going into the season, no, those say Oni Rodri as a noun. But Nico Gonzalez is filling in the boot for Rodri, and yet maybe at full capacity. But Obon home or them. But I think on the Liverpool side, and slot with Jumaye. And Tembi Yabetina Habeka transfers, no, as a scabedy on my side. And I know Mudi Ye because when you Hugo Kitiki, no, only Newcastle play home for Isaac. And they and slot now Betina in one of their game because they don't have quality in depth. And you can't blame anybody. Because NHL will transfer spendings. Then 500 million, 400 million pounds. Now Obekache say you don't have debt. Untimi emfa we a yardstick emfa in defendo. These are games I need to go in and at least get a win or get a draw. And I think say the lineup coming into the game, to me, tactically it was poor. Ushia Real Madrid with the same left side with Florian Wirtz Robertson. So Ebefa. Because when I'm Real Madrid right side was dead. Camavinga, Valverde, Omubienu betimi take on. But against Manchester City, unim so beba with either Foden or Savinho on that side. Obena Dream say with a lot of pressure, they know the strength of Doku Kuta. So from the Doku side, they don't take it on. Obiansu him say in Liverpool games, they've been Chelsea against Liverpool. Kukurela Beka said Mohamed Salah would never track back. So Doku would have a 1v1 every time against Bradley. And in doing Doku record that with me set with a goal take on any BBR show say you can't bring Real Madrid's plan into Manchester City game, say Befa. Okay. You need to make a change. You need to bring up something. And I think say Edu Baby he needs to decide. Say this is a team I want to play typically like last season. New players no mabane family. The results are important than any player in the team. The results are important. Into with that, never a boy as a coach. Because as of now, Liverpool this season will lose more matches than last season. as of now 2025 year Liverpool lose 17 games. Ruben Amorim na sema ba beda wa ya ba Ruben Amorim lose 16 games into as of now and slot in 2025 lose more games than Ruben Amorim. And it shows how bad Anyama ko. And I think say eso timi tutu ni nyama ye. Real Madrid, Aston Villa to me, both teams not prepared to play ugly football to win against Liverpool. Senior, most of the teams about with long balls are this season. Liverpool long balls are conceding quite almost 570 something. But Aston Villa by trying to play from the back, Real Madrid by with a different style. Manchester City, even though said they want to play with a different style and they were able to get the results. And I think say he needs to do something. On the Manchester City side, Pep Guardiola Abaso. Him say this is something he's trying to build. On him say Arteta and that first. And now most of the teams in PKs are Chelsea, Arsenal, even though they are on top there. But teams now a thorn in his flesh, you know. MPKs so he needs to take advantage now. And when you know Pep Guardiola putting up a result. Chelsea any Wolves, I think say it was one game. The first 45 minutes was very, very boring. I was a bit surprised with Maresca lineup, but in the end, Dobeka said he doesn't want to risk players because he played 90 minutes Azerbaijan, playing flight, ting. But I think that this was a game Wolves will surely want to sit back. And you need wingers who can take people on. The Estevals, the Gittins. But these same players, but 90 minutes, Azerbaijan, putting them into this game, you are risking them for a long-term injury. So with Garnacho, Neto, first half, they didn't get the basics right because these are team or no Obeko in the 5-back shape. Unya 1v1, you create a lot of spaces.
I think they created a lot of chances, just that we didn't take them.
But in the second half, yes. But in the second half, Obamu now try and take them on because you can take them on. You in the second half, Pedro Neto doing 1 or 2 take-ons. It's me boy. So I think say with Chelsea side, no, do baby I am for Maresca Flowers and Mano. This season you ran into the Premier League statistic wise. Chelsea about the chances creation, that first. About the goal scored, that first. Even about the clean sheet, Chelsea in that second. Arsenal was 7 clean sheet, Chelsea were 5. This is a team they are playing literally without
and
their
before
best player.
Before Man City game, Chelsea had scored more goals than before Man City playing Liverpool.
Yes, Chelsea were leading.
Now the City moment
more.
And I'm saying before the game.
It shows say the team is structured in a way surely they will score goals even without their key man. You didn't say we were calling Chelsea a Kopama FC and a Kopama missing for almost 2 months. They are still scoring, they are still grinding results. Even though say their games they may panic and not get the results out, but their games are when they go in prepared, they'll go in prepared and win. And I think say Maresca it deserves all the praises because
I think if this season Chelsea to me Enya Fofana and Cowell. Chelsea better league, you know.
Me share after the Chelsea game, me share the league table, no. Adeba ko be see me team say Chelsea ain't me and in top 4 and Chelsea ain't me and J League where they should blame the players should open their hands and blame themselves for it. Because we had Chelsea Brentford, Chelsea Brighton, Chelsea Sunderland.
This were all
they
winning.
Just gave the game away.
Yes.
Into this
from winning position.
Chelsea would have been leading the league log as of now.
Because Brighton, Chelsea were leading.
Brentford, Chelsea were leading. Sunderland, Chelsea were
scored
leading.
first. Brentford, Chelsea no winning last minute. So if you look at this, even the Crystal Palace game, a chance
Andre Santos.
So
say me and the top 4, the players should blame themselves because these are games if you go in prepared, you should win.
Okay.
And yen Arsenal and Sunderland kakrana yen fancy. I think in football, Sunderland might say football ne a movie from like being possessive any behavior to dark art, total dark art. And until na EPL okohe long throws this season is highest than every season. Okohe long balls highest than every season.
They are only dangerous when you throw, when you set, when you set.
Yes.
How can a team of this quality be built on that?
And in the game, I think say before the start of the game, me pesa picture anima virus non fan to so na ahwefu na ahwe. Sunderland, their previous game on ball home. And that game, we share the way of baby on advertisement board in this year. Any their game against Arsenal, baby on advertisement board in this year. It shows Arsenal bet me aye.
No, omo the close way.
Omo the tally page, you know, into long through. I think there and football never be do to that extent say. Quite be as well bet him say and illegal. Ne bet me win game no ma ye. And coach was prepared for that. Into say we game no ma anytime there is even a ball. ABS omo cause foul within the penalty area. Omo cause foul. And they were and it was intentional to not give Arsenal what they want because this season about open play goal and near leg log now Arsenal the 19th they don't score goals from open play set pieces any maybe way into Ocean that one their game against Everton will be advertisement board you see against Arsenal will be on more trace and be see into about too long try this is okojine no we head the number beto yes into after the game, Arsenal for comment, Arsenal a post. And a Sunderland admin betro was said not enough corners. So it was planned to make sure say yeah more with the omope.
Yeah.
But I think say Sunderland in common winning game now they should blame themselves.
And
Omulusuya, they should blame themselves because they dominated the game even though say no mun create chances. But they stopped Arsenal. Inti obi o share game no. Me adeba na me share game be see me team say Arsenal those who will be Mendy, but they are not getting that player in Thomas Partey.
Of course.
In their build-up, Arsenal building up with Zubimendi. They were building up with Eze. Eze was dropping to come and pick the ball. So no me movie ball in them. The moment ball in back with the Arsenal half, no, they set up in a flat four. Nobody is moving an inch. It is either you are playing a long ball, and in a long ball they didn't have maybe a tall strike or me a ball at all. So Arsenal were finding it very difficult in the first half to move the ball. In the second half, and Arteta picking up the strategy of now we shouldn't even take too much seconds on the ball. Let's move it, no moon chasing shadows to get the chances. And I was saying, say, if Arsenal would try to shoot from afar, and we trust at goal, no, it was a clear thing. So I think Sunderland, coming into the Premier League as a newly promoted side.
Now, look, if you look at the players they have in their setup, you will not be surprised the performance they are giving.
Quality, experience.
Almost 4 and 5. Any almost fullbacks. Fullback no ball. No on board Leipzig. No ball Leipzig.
The onumpo free no ball Leipzig or Nishaka.
Yes.
No Leipzig.
Or ball Granit Xhaka no Leverkusen.
Yes, I think.
No, Leverkusen.
Yes, now I think I'm signing in post.
Yes, 2 players from Leverkusen. This is a player. Only Leverkusen, they were challenging for titles. Playing for the Champions League. Or no, about right back. 4 and 5, no. 5 a typical English boy. To say dunk mo. Those time Gary Cahill mo. Wabo Arsenal. Yes,
Arsenal Academy.
Yeah, guys, it's a typical. Your friends, Barclays Premier League defenders.
Gary Cahill must start in
Ten. Need the answer to me, auntie. I don't know. No more pair with a player. No Obama. I think PSV.
Yeah.
PSV captain. I'm fair not.
I think a PSG.
PSV captain.
PSV captain. I'll call Leipzig. I don't want to call number. Then right back, you will be about Atletico Madrid. National team captain.
Captain, yes.
Opa midfield now. Granit Xhaka has now midfielders. No, be no bet me. They don't want to turn. What I say? Then
Enzo
left. Honestly, yes, guy. I remember another Chelsea
a very good one.
Okoye's Roma. And I'm a cofanaba. She almost strikers. AC Door say one ano.
Yeah, get through that the Feyenoord.
Feyenoord captain. AC Door say one ano. Also a typical English EPL strikers ni bi. For one more height. Need the answer for born in black box mu. Me body me will say. Na me the more type of strikers na near team.
Yes.
Any other boy.
I think it's Sunderland.
France striker, so he
on
was
basis
brought up
so,
to.
And one thing at Sunderland for young Kofu who is a they are striking pairing. Time no more Isidore no. Far McGee from Chelsea. Physical.
Yes.
Modern or be pressy. okoye no the next player omo kohwe enso omo dey buy Brian Bobby or could the same profile as we into Isidore
that ball
very
play strong
or no be ball ni bi but do time I po bi only defenders be play one then they bring in Brian Bobby. So I think
I can tell you that they might be a newly promoted side, but they have they might have a better squad than West Ham, Leeds United. Even some of the teams know more Premier League. They might have a better squad than.
But Listo, before the weekend, I said this year, probably maybe we are not paying attention to Sunderland's team. This is a team at Listo. Well, this is just one game. And that game was to United. Obiabeka said that was the turning point for Ruben Amorim United.
And I don't cry. And in that game, they didn't set up like how Musia Chelsea.
And in that game, behind that game, coach knew who. So it was also a turning point for them.
Yes, and easily though I mentioned say we might be underrating the Sunderland team. How they win games. Easily though, whether we like it or not. Now in football, you can win the game 40%. Before you best start a game, with how detailed you are. Now, since Mikel Arteta started by Arsenal, whatever he learned under Pep Guardiola the bar Arsenal, he learned as a fact there was Adibiato as a Saint boom. They were all about winning, but Arsenal started conceding late goals. Now from the bottom league, Omusha teams some low block, and now they found a way to score these teams. Now defensively they are solid, set pieces, so they are detailed. They only ask na kwakushia. One share.
Almost so many ways to scoring.
So many ways to score you. And the most interesting part is who won't mean show. And you see, is the list of team be our weakness. What I like about this Sunderland team is that they are disciplined. Omunim say the ball no come Isidore. Yeah, the fahami ebesha. They will keep on going. Against Chelsea, they had limited chances. The Omunya and go, and the last one, our balloon born, I want the Brian Bobby, they are wanting Yansan, ADBT Chelsea defenders. Our Modisha go. So, if you look at Sunderland team, they are disciplined. And it's a list of Adebakwe winning game in football. When you are disciplined and you know what you are doing, anytime be a team go game one or two be best season plans, no. Especially team in Chelsea, they are very detailed. Almost muko game. Whatever planner or my end, one fast plan and coach in the bube you won't get playing time again. So there's a reason why anytime be a Chelsea team needs to say Pep Guardiola, and I even Arsenal. Sa omono ya omusunya dey under Pep Guardiola. Whenever they go into a game and what they have learned and how must they you know. But now, surprise, who take you by surprise? People have been saying, Pep Guardiola overthink, and you overthinking, no. Because minimum say 36, meet me abon fala. I'm a quack 36, and quack bono. Not 36 in the bribe nearby. At that moment, I'm not focusing on 36. Me focus on a brand and 1 year now, or little bit Mary Kimino. Then 36 will take the opportunity. In the Basana, you overthink. In the Sunderland team now, listen. When I was watching the game, I cast 6 minutes to the game, and Arsenal lead by 2-0. Me check my bet. All I know was 10.5. Me try and I'm media because you see, when they were having the ball, even if I'm half Mugana, they tried to tussle with Arsenal players, no, to get a foul. Our first goal was from deep free kick, and that was something that Arsenal for them. Omunim said, "Oh, go forward, they throw in." When they went into this game, Mukwele, no, he is that player now. Obet imagine at a long throw. On your plan of the so, more advertising board now, the buy, no. It didn't affect them so much because they knew how they could affect Arsenal team. No, in Georgia, Ballard go no share. He was a defender. As when I was watching the game, I was on my phone. Ballard, it wasn't a corner kick. So how did Ballard end up here and replaying the buy? No, deep free kick in their half. So mostly a deep free kicks are now. Why not overboard? It's not the defender, the centre back, and the goalkeeper. But no centre back no. Ababa Bejina Isidore Ninchen as a second striker, and the keeper no Mababo Nakum. So Okoheno, he was coming in. When he came out, he was coming in. So by lose one betoma. Pine. Arsenal so starting who's that? They also started almost at almost yes man. And I think Gabriel Magalhaes. No, it was Saliba. and Onya same thing.
Yeah, also
Right
balloon.
after the goal,
Yeah,
and also ball saying.
balloon.
So if you look at the game, listen to Sunderland for no, they were disciplined. Look at how they played against Chelsea. Omunim sem kufui. Ye press on my team ni omumbo.
Yeah.
They have a record say Omushia low block teams are they struggle.
Yeah.
Let's frustrate them. Omu create chances 10-3 to us no muntimisha. We will have been your opportunity back. And that is what they did. So in association of football used to now if you go gamer try to frustrate your opponents. And you see Arsenal whatever they did against Sunderland used to a pure mentality, pure title winning mentality on me. They this season Arsenal munyan share open play goals be. But look at the goals Saka share. Yeah. Saka go no share. There's a reason why anytime you say you see if we a club now person succeed in the Premier League. Look at the Premier League. So you can say about the great players 20 at least two. I'm sure in 10 will be wingers. Even in recent times. Yeah. Say you about best players in the league. Who you Kevin De Bruyne, probably Bruno Fernandes, Ellen Hala Mufuma, Ubeboman, Salah, Eden Hazard. These players are all wingers. So Ubo Premier League needs to now need a winger. He can score Obetmaye Adibi from nothing. Riyad Mahrez score City. She Bernardo Silva. She wingers from about City the last 5-6 years at City. Agilix here to us. Look at Liverpool. It was basically Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane. Then Diaz ever to us, but he wasn't up there. You see, you can never win the league without a winger or instincts. You see, Obi to say we all buy boy or buy Chelsea for Kofani Fish Shakhtar Donetsk.
William.
No, Misha.
Yeah.
Mudrik. These are wingers at least no much chichio. Uko other league centers no chef Everton or Grealish. He's stepping up the numbers. Chef Zaha. Look at the kind of wingers and they is the Crystal Palace. Michael Olise. So the Premier League used to but not need sharp wingers and only wingers who can create, especially England. Now they were not relying on creative players. We Fabregas maybe Ozil Mone City for legend Spain David Silva. The English Premier League is not built for that stylish number 10 for.
Okay.
So what I say?
Okay.
You need space, unlike the La Liga, ni Italian Serie A na ewo space. So, me the fat City game no. You see, Doku single-handedly won that game for Liverpool. You see, what's Vinicius? There is a reason why for Man City. There's a reason why after that Real Madrid game, maybe I'm say Vinicius Junior, after losing that Ballon d'Or 10 times, he's not been doing that. Vinicius Junior and Bradley born he for now boy Drew. Yeah, but right backs away England. Is he even part?
No.
Vinicius Junior couldn't dribble past him, but when they do yomo, they double up. No, I string your form. Look at the goal he scored. So to be able to win games like this, look at Chelsea game. Garnacho from speed or the far Wolves player.
And that speed at the 75th minute with that pace, no.
You understand?
It talks a lot.
That pace. Any winger be obe track it back. Yes.
I'm a defender now.
But he and you see that is Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho was built for the Premier League.
Yeah.
Obi to say a friend say William Estavao. Obama not doing na ye say minko critics. There's a reason why Mohamed Kudus ba Premier League. You both season na we obi wa twin kese because Kudus adwening na ojebo oba be twe o de go pian olusubo na obesan force ala be jibo no. So you cannot succeed in the Premier League if uso say obetwe na be bo akam. That is the loser mentality.
Okay.
So to me, City game no money Liverpool boy. Tactically, Guardiola is way ahead of Arne Slot. Player to player, City is way ahead of Liverpool. Before that game, the catcher was say, I said, City lose to Tottenham, and that game before that game, the Chelsea say, City Asia Thomas Franca.
Obi Subeka say Van Dijk better than maybe Diaz, Ruben Diaz, and a debatable.
Oh no. I'm not talking about say
now player for player.
No, player for player. How many of Liverpool players no?
Van Dijk.
We Van Dijk free man.
Van Dijk
Van Dijk
Ruben
this
Diaz.
season, yeah.
No.
Only Ruben Diaz
What
one
a
ya.
semi player to player.
It appears as a
Ruben player.
As a Ruben Diaz, as a way underrated.
No, yes.
As a
Of
receiver
course.
that
To me,
he's not
Ruben
getting it.
Diaz is better than Van Dijk.
That's Ruben Diaz. Waje PFA.
But I think the Ruben Diaz more physical or the one ball.
Yes, I don't know more like Van Dijk. But you see, semi player to
Van
player.
Dijk hype on the old.
Listen, semi player to player. Let me give Mohamed Salah that experience.
Mohamed Salah football.
No.
Mohamed Salah will enter into.
He will enter into City team.
Yeah.
Now, me for probably Van Dijk.
Gravenberg bet to Nico Gonzalez.
Bet to one Rodri. Gravenberg is players in number 6. And Nico
Nico say it's a Rodri.
Of course.
No, but as at this season, Nico Gonzalez was starting Gravenberg.
No, but it's me can't about players now who know. So Liverpool no who compare player to player. There will be 3-4 players been out here. If Omo City bench no. Who do compare Liverpool players on more bench?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
It will be the same.
Yamfandi drama my bet into
Yes, into room send Monday and him matches in your internet. So come MYBET.AFRICA, you too for say register with QR code near that screen is no chat screenshot of phone. Say TV now, say baby, I should be out the China scan is QR code near take on a now for register on MYBET.AFRICA. Register now so I become MYBET Busiano. Na we are casino ni virtual games. So be oha me say minya football no say we are friends saying virtuals the NBA no age usika instant na uko sisi abo ni we nko fatim bi Azerbaijan na embesel bet ramu ho instant who teams no apiki wa your selections ba ko mienu obetimi afis ka casino spin to win and that screen so na no mu de dan ye be cheche o mu say won kaya and me catch three colors red black and a green is 0 and no the bebo no na check akra nti red ne black na the more numbers ni ranges from 1 to 12 from 13 to 24 sa equal to 36 ubetimi afa enu nso mu baako na afa de odi aka eno na afa de oba even and odd nti with one spin ubetimi twa 4 tickets we are at the vema picking number baako in one spin ubetimi twa 4 tickets with those 4 tickets no kwan bia so no by the end of that spin no unso betimi nya kakra to bottom yes in run November in budia my bet for aka chen say omo mind 10% cash back inti say ultra spin to win ultra aviator ultra jet x ultra we fruity beta e ma oyemu nhihyew because udi ebi say ye di we bi mu still a cash back no ubetimi afa inti ene wura my bet for website jet x ye pon ya ye kwako gini makwa akobo Beneficent inti unso wura ho na unso timi bobi na unso timi fiska etu bottom MYBET.AFRICA.
Right, inti my bet in common na ye go so a ne wodi no. Bomodin jet S no. Aha na spin to win no timi say wo wura mu ho no ma nyama be ko. E na say wo December in ko ade say 10% back. Aha cash back, 10% cash back and no say wo twa na say omo rewa they will give you money now the share. E no kra na wotumi di kese no.
E no say anu di ni ba ko tuma na nde won so we you there no.
Where you there na ha na bibia atumi ayede akoye. Nyame adoma yebese share ochina na afi di aka ne nyina ya de abram. Me din the list o what Vincent nka na Meredith nka ya kramo.